From the studios, Your Yard is back. It's time to get back into our ESC Top 400. Now, in the first handful of videos, we have already gone through the first half of this list. We have 200 down and 200 to go. So now we are technically, I guess you could say, in the top 200 Eurovision songs of all time on our list. And these are songs that I like. But how did we come up with this list? Well, obviously, Euroyard has watched or listened to all 1,757 songs that have occurred, and that includes some non-qualifying songs from 1993, the pre-qualification for Mill Street, and we rate these songs based off of overall impression and engagement, vocals, composition and lyrics, and staging. So you put all of those things together and we come up with scores for every single song. I have the score sheets. You don't have the score sheets, but we're just sharing with you the top line results today. And the idea, as we've done in the other videos, it's not to go too deep into every single song, just to tell you what the song is and just a little bit about it and why we think it should be here. So, all right, if you're ready, I'm ready. So we're in the top 200 now. And at number 200, this song is called Un banc, un arbre, une rue by Severine. The song title means a bench, a tree, a street. So this was Monaco's only winning song. Song kind of had a little bit of that responsorial psalm energy, and if you know what that is, especially during the chorus, if you know what that is, then you know what I mean. You can't deny, though, that Severine, that she sang well. She put a lot into the song, put a lot into the performance. In fact, I would say that she put everything that she had emotionally into this performance. She was singing about lost childhood. And in so doing, Severine, she really belted it out. Now moving to number 199, this is Luxembourg, one of their dual entries from 1956 by Michel Arnaud. The song is called Ne crois pas, or Don't Believe. So yeah, this one was fun. Luxembourg gave us a little bit of pacing with this song. It's an interesting song lyrically as well. It sounds like she's chiding a young man, telling this guy, you're not going to be young and good looking forever, so you should take advantage of your youth and good looks while you have them. She even calls out Hercules in the song. I mean, how many Eurovision songs have done that? So now, fun fact, Michel Arnaud, she performed both of Luxembourg's entries in 1956, and this was the much better one. So now number 198, Iceland 1990. Their song, Eight Lagen by Stjornin. That means one more song. And Iceland, they came in fourth with this kind of throwback style song, which is definitely stuck in my head. It's got a great beat. The chorus is awesome. I thought the vocals really captured the proper energy of the song. And if we're getting super technical, I loved that the costumes, they all had that unity of being red. It tied them all together. And some of the lights were red also. So everything just tied together there. And that helped to cap off a great song. Now we're number 197. This is Spain, España, 1970. The song Gwendoline by Julio Iglesias. Yes, the Julio Iglesias. So Gwendoline, what else can you say about the song and about the guy that hasn't already been said in the last 56 years? All of that was true in 1970. I can't really add anything to it. You look at all of the praise that Julio Iglesias has gotten as a performer over the decades. It was all true in 1970, so really no way this was going to get left off the list. And now we go back to Monaco for song number 196. This is by Teresa Casovia, and the song is called Bien Plus Fort, or Much Stronger. Now, Teresa, she is a wonderful singer. She would be back at the contest. You might see her again on this list, just an FYI. I would have loved a little more depth to the lyrics because I do look at the lyrics. I do judge them to an extent. But the vocals are just so clear. They're so strong. So I'm invoking the principle that I've talked about in past videos of vocals too good to ignore. And there will be more songs that fall under this category. So she gets to show off some range and some power in this song. So she's on this list because of vocals too good to ignore. And now number 195, it's the UK. Their 1974 entry, Long Live Love by the Olivia Newton-John. And we did a trivia reel about this one. You should totally subscribe. You'll see all of our reels about this stuff. She actually, Olivia Newton-John, had won a Grammy Award about a month before she performed this song at Eurovision. Obviously not for this particular song. So the chorus, it took me to a few of the previous UK entries from like the late 60s or the early 70s, which is not a bad thing considering how most of them did really well. And I mean, what can you say about her as a singer, again, that hasn't already been said? There's a reason that she ended up getting as famous as she did. So now, perhaps a recognizable one, 1980 Switzerland. At number 194, this is Cinema by Paolo Del Medico. And this is just a true classic Swiss entry, even if just at number 194, just at number 194. Now keep in mind, songs that are this high in the list, they're in like the top 20th percentile at this point, getting close to actually like the top 10th percentile of all songs. So this is really high up there. This is the kind of song, it just makes you feel good when you listen to it. She's going on about Buster Keaton and Fred Astaire, and we've already established from her prior entry, which was on this list earlier, from 1969, we've established that she could sing, and she threw in a very brief soft shoe routine for good measure. And she did it in heels too, which I imagine makes it even harder. So good for her. Now at number 193, we have another winner. This is the Netherlands, 2019. The song is called Arcade by Duncan Lawrence, and you might have this higher on your own list, but I will admit this is not really my style of music. This is not the kind of song that I would go onto Spotify or wherever and seek out on my own. But with that said, Duncan is a very talented performer. He has an undeniable amount of charisma when he performs. It can sometimes be hard to convey that charisma when you're sitting at a piano, but he did it. He did it very successfully. At number 192, we have another winner. This is Luxembourg, 1961. Nulle Amoureux by Jean-Claude Pascal. The song title means We the Lovers. So now, if you watched this back in 1961, you might have thought, okay, well, this song is about his forbidden love to a woman. Well, you'd be quite wrong. That's not what the song was about. I think for that alone, the fact that it had a pretty hidden message that he could talk about today and perhaps not so much in 1961. This song deserved its credit for that. It was a bold choice, even though nobody really knew at the time what the song was about. So number 191, another song in French. This is France, 1984. The song is called Autant d'amour que d'étoiles by Anak Tomazo, which means as many lovers as stars. So France, yeah, they know how to find people that can sing these big songs, and that is for damn sure. Now, there were parts of the song that called for her to go really high on some of these notes and to stay there. And not only did she do it, but she did it really well. I mean, she just nailed big note after big note and really projected volume very well, I thought. It wasn't that easy for her to do it, especially doing it live, but she did it. And now a fun one, Sweden, 1982, number 190 by Chips. The song is called Da After Da, or Day After Day. This was Betten Elizabeth Andreasen, her first appearance at the contest, her first of 4. And spoiler alert, all 4 of them are on this list. So it's definitely not her last time that you're going to see her. It's also not the last time you're going to see Kiki Danielson on this list. She was the other member of Chips. This was a really easy song to like. You have 2 not good, but great singers. And the song has a catchy melody. You combine those 2 elements and you got a really memorable entry. The Sweden, they are no stranger to sending great songs to Eurovision. 189, and again, you're going to notice as we get further down the list, there's going to be a higher density of winning songs. This is Denmark's from 2013. The song is called Only Teardrops by Emily de Forest. Now, this song, it won back in 2013 because I think that this song was what I would call the complete package. It was a good tune. The vocals were solid. They gave you some flute, and there was a concept behind the staging. It was a very polished performance by someone who knew what they were doing. Another Danish song, number 188. This is their 2010 entry. in a moment like this. And we had another Danish song right behind it, of course. That's just the way it is. And you might be wondering, well, how did this song sneak in front of the one that won? So if two songs on our scorecard get the same score, we have a detailed system of tiebreakers. We dig down category by category, and this song actually just squeaked ahead of that one. These two songs got the same score on our scorecard, but this one just had the tiebreakers. As for the song itself, I really did love the energy and the feel of it. There was that initial staging where the two singers, they were separated by that barrier, and you had the silhouettes there. I really did like that. It was kind of a rare look at the time, and the song just seemed to get bigger and better as it went along. Now at number 187, back to the UK, this is their 1973 entry, Power to All Our Friends by Cliff Richard. So this was Cliff's return to the ESC. Wasn't as good as his first entry, so you can surmise you will see that here soon. But I mean, look, it's Cliff Richard. The dude didn't miss very often. Certainly was not a bad song at all. I'm glad that he came back to the contest after everything that happened. In 1968, there was that huge controversy, and still to this day, it gets brought up. But at the end of the day, he went to Eurovision. He came in second and third place. That is no small feat. So now we go to the present for number 186. This is Greece's 2025 entry, which you may have just heard last year, Astenomata by Klavdia. And the song title means starry-eyed. And let me tell you something about Klavdia. I watched her in Ethnikos Telecos in 2025, and I saw her on stage in Basel. And this woman can sing. I would almost term her singing as angelic, especially in that beginning of the song where it's just her and her vocals. And you got that tight camera shot, and there's no backing music. It's just her singing. It's so angelic. It's so peaceful. It's so wonderful. She has a natural talent, I think, that's hard to quantify. I did quantify it on the score sheet, but those intangibles, they are hard to quantify. She did very, very well in the vocal department. And it's just a really, really strong performance. Another good vocal performance. This was Spain in 1985 at 185. La Fiesta Terminó by Paloma San Basilio. And the song title means the party's over. So this was a very underrated Spanish entry. It came in 14th in the contest in 1985, which was a really good contest, by the way. So this one, I think it deserved to be up there amongst those great songs in the final standings. Unfortunately, it was not. So Paloma, she had the vocals, she had the emotion. And every time I've listened to this song and scored it, I've always loved it. So I don't know what the hell was going on in 1985, but 14th place, definitely a joke. And now we go to Moldova. Haven't seen them in a while. Their 2013 entry at number 184, O Mie by Aliona Moon, and the song title means 1,000. So you might be able to say that this was Moldova's best entry to date. In fact, I think I would. If I wouldn't say that, I'm not really sure what would go in front of it, to be completely honest with you. So Aliona sang great. And she was the first to, at least the first that I remember, to do that thing where there were images being projected on her skirt. And that would, of course, be imitated in later contests. But she did it first. She did it best. And this was another song that I think deserved a lot better. It came in 11th, though in a much bigger contest than 1985. What are you going to do? We're giving her credit now. So here's a curveball for you to give you an American sports term. Ireland 1969 is at 183. This is The Wages of Love by Muriel Day and the Lindsays. So you might have expected, any other song from 1969 to be here. You will see more from that contest. It was actually, controversies aside, a very good contest. This song, I thought it had to be on this list. It was a lot of fun. Ireland, I think, was trying to find their answer to Sandy Shaw. And even though Ireland finished in 7th and Sandy won her contest in 1967, I largely think that they did it. Now, prior to this, 1969, Ireland had only sent solo male ballads. So I appreciated that they did a complete 180 for this contest. And now number 182, this is Hungary 2018. Maybe a surprise to a lot of people here. This song is called Viszlát nyár, or Goodbye Summer. Some of you might hate me for this. Some of you might X out of this video. Do your own top 400. Let me know. But this was a very, very unique Eurovision entry. It was right up my alley. Like, I didn't know how much I needed a song like this at Eurovision until I heard it. Even though the vocals, look, they were as rocky and as grungy as you think they were. And that might have turned some people off. But the energy level and the uniqueness were really just off the charts for the contest. I thought at one point that the lead singer, that he was going to go crowd surfing. There was never an ESC song like it before. Hasn't been one since. Some of you might say Lordy Hard Rock Hallelujah, but that was even a little different from this. Let's face it too. If every song at Eurovision was just some boring ass middle-aged mom jeans song, you wouldn't watch the contest, and neither would I. So some variety is the spice of life here, I think. But let's move on to a winner at number 181. This is Sweden, 1984. A very, very recognizable winner in Eurovision history. This is Diggiloo Diggiley by Harrys. And it's the second winning song that Sweden ever had. And if you're just like, hey, you, American guy with the YouTube channel, why isn't this song higher, you bearded jerk? Well, I looked back at the score sheet, and the vocals I only had rated slightly above average. Had those vocals charted higher, I think it's very likely this song would have busted into the top 100. And it's even where it is now, too, because it was just that catchy and that memorable. Still not bad for a trio of young guys going out there and winning a song contest, but they did it, and they produced, honestly, one of the catchiest and most memorable Eurovision winning songs ever. Now we go back to that first contest, France, 1956, number 180. This is Le Temps Perdu by Matteo Altieri. The song title means time lost. So once again, I am invoking the vocals too good to ignore clause. This didn't go any higher because it was a really high-pitched song, and I couldn't give it higher marks than I did. I gave it about as high marks as I felt like I could have. So maybe it didn't chart as well as it would in the overall impression category that I mentioned, but the level of difficulty of this song actually was really far up there. She had to hit a lot of high notes over the course of this number, and she didn't miss any of them. And now we stay in France 20 years later. Their song from 1976 at 179. The song is called Un, deux, trois, and if for whatever reason you need me to translate that for you, it means 1, 2, 3. So the song had a lot of pace instrumentally, and that helped, I think, make it quite catchy. The chorus somehow actually made the song even better. Now, the song came in second in 1976. That isn't where we had it. Then again, the songs that are in front of it are higher up this list, so they must all have been pretty good, right? And now perhaps a forgotten Eurovision song. From 1963, this is Austria at 178. The song is called Vielleicht geschieht ein Wunder, or Perhaps a Miracle Will Happen, by Carmela Corin. I've always been particularly intrigued by this song. It was one of the first Eurovision songs ever to feature lyrics in more than one language. It had mostly German, but not by a lot, admittedly. But getting back to the song, I really love the melody of this. It's very, very classy. It's just got a very classy beat, I guess I'll call it. And she could sing. Just 2 to go now on this particular list, and we move 60 years into the future for Estonia. At number 177, this is Bridges by Alika, and this, I think, is up there with Estonia's best songs. I don't know what else you think might be up there for Estonia's best songs, but this is definitely one of them. The piano, it was great, sure, but her vocals, they were also on point. And it seemed at first when she started performing that this might just be another common ballad, but it got bigger and better as it went on, and she really sold it. She proved that once again, as we have seen before, that you don't always need big and over-the-top staging if you're a good performer. And now the last one on this list of 25 for today, number 176. This is Belgium's only host entry at Eurovision from 1987, Soldiers of Love by Lilian St. Pierre. And oh my good God above in heaven, I love this song. It's not completely different for Belgium. They did do Samson after all in 1981. That was another really good song. But this song, it turned up the 80s Pat Benatar factor up to like a 17. Give me that saxophone all day and hook it up to my veins. This was definitely one of my favorite songs from 1987. And that is it. That was another 25 songs, 175 left to go. We'll have the next 25 for you in a few days at Euroyard. Like and subscribe. Follow us on social media. We'll see you soon.